Alright. Actually, probably should keep that open. Alright, give me a second here. I'm gonna have to, like, just make sure everything is working. Um... You could probably hear that, like, echo for a second. Alright, I think, whoops. I think I have everything up. I just need to just post on Discord and Twitter. Give me a sec. Alright, let's join. Alright, just trying to grab this link quick. Oh, and... Alright, it's live. Sorry, I'm just in the process of just making a tweet. That should be good. Alright, I think we can get started. Not really sure entirely what I want to work on today. Obviously, like, I guess one of the main things I would presume would be, like, my base, but, I'm not really even sure if I want to, like, work on it. Alright, we're gonna have to take, like, a couple of these. Have any jack-o'-lanterns? Probably not. I don't know what happened to the other one that I made, the snow golem. Let me just put this in here. But yeah, we had a snow golem here once before. I'm not sure what happened to it, but... oh yeah. Kind of starting to remember, like, the problem we had. Is there a workbench around here? I guess not. I'll just put one, like, over here. I'll make a wooden shovel. I just want to get, like, some more snow. Alright. Just do something like that. Because yeah, like I was saying, I don't know what happened to the other one, but at one point we did have another snow golem, like where the current one is. So I don't know if something like killed it somehow, or if like a player found a way to kill it despite it being on my like plot. Because I don't think they die in like sunlight unless they like changed it. But I'm pretty sure like nothing really should have been able to kill it like naturally. And even though like, and it's also on the plot, so I was kind of assuming it wouldn't be able to be killed by anything, but like it just wasn't there, like when I logged in after making it. So we'll kind of see what happens with that one. Does it like save my messages? No. I think it does if I log in within a certain amount of time, but I restarted the server earlier, so that might have been like why the messages aren't there anymore. Maybe it just like deletes the backlog after a while. Oh, can't open that because of the box here. I guess we'll just leave that. Oh wait, how many bricks in here? I guess I'll bring this over to where our base will be. But yeah, I'm not really sure like where I want to build. Like obviously we have that inside the glass box, but beyond that, I'm not really sure like where I want to get started with my base. All right. I think I'm gonna go mining. I don't even know if I have any coal. Oh yeah, we do. I'll just take like a stack with me. Soul sand. I'm assuming this is just like one of the ones that I let free a while back. Probably. Yeah, it looks like that is like another one. So there's like a couple that are just like roaming free on the property. But the 4 are still like tied up. Alright. Let me go grab some more fireworks, and then we'll see if we can find like a cave somewhere. This is kind of the problem I like ran into before, that I was kind of mentioning, I think, a bit yesterday. Is I'm just not really sure what to do on the server because, like, you know, I'm not really like creative, so it's kind of like difficult for me to like really build stuff. Alright, I think this should be more than enough. Because yeah, like even though we have the sort of outline of our base over there, when it comes to actually like putting stuff in the base, I'm not really like sure what I want to do with that at the moment. So really all we can do is go mining, like pretty much at the moment, because I just don't really have anything else to do. As I was also mentioning yesterday, it's like, you know, I want to stream, it's just that, you know, because I don't really have much I really want to do on Minecraft. It's like, you know, I don't have, like, because I don't have much to do on Minecraft, it's like, normally I would, you know, play something else. But I don't really have anything else that I really want to play. And, like, we're just kind of, like, buying time until Starfield comes out. And hopefully that game doesn't suck. But yeah, Starfield is a little bit of ways. I think it's at least like 2 or 3 weeks away. So, in the meantime, you know, we're probably just gonna mainly still be playing Minecraft. But yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what I want to do, because as I was saying, with our base, I just don't know what I want to build in the base. Like, how I want to get, like, started with it. So, it's kind of, like, really difficult, because that's the only thing I really have to do to, like, on the server. Besides, you know, coming up with, like, random stuff to do, like, go mining or whatever, it's, like, the base is kind of the main thing. He's so cool, man. Fix your PC, probably. Oh, wow, I'm glad to hear it. I almost, like, forgot about that until, like, you mentioned it. It kind of, like, refreshed my memory. That's, like, crazy that you still had, like, problems with it for so long. But yeah, hopefully it's back. Hopefully. Gotta play, like, a game at, like, 4K, like, 100, or not even 120 FPS, just, like, uncapped FPS with 4K resolution. See how well it holds up. That's, like, the test right there. Just replaced your PSU with one from your friend. Dang. Hopefully it, like, fits your thing, though, because, if it doesn't, you know, like, provide enough power for all your parts, you know, it can, cause some problems. Ooh, what do we have here? This actually looks like a kind of promising cave, and because the lava is, like, just starting to flow down, that means no one's been here before. He had, like, a new one, 850, I had, like, 750. It's even more powerful? Okay, that's good, then. Yeah, you'll probably be okay with that. But yeah, I hope it works for you, because that would really suck if it was still giving you trouble. There's so much crap down here. Hope it works. Gotta finish Remnant 2. Yeah, it's funny, I was thinking about saying something about you playing Remnant 2, but I was, like, figuring that you had already beat it, but that kind of sucks even more that for, like, so long you haven't had the chance to really play, Remnant since your PC kind of, you know, like, died. I was watching a little bit of Remnant gameplay, and yeah, I don't think I would have liked that kind of game, to be honest. Like, it didn't seem bad, but, like, it didn't really seem like something that I would have, like, you know, actively played. Like, maybe I would have done, like, one playthrough at most, and then probably just, you know, like, never played it again. The Ultimate Edition, to finish it before your holiday. Dang, I mean, yeah, I'm guessing then you didn't get a chance to finish it, so that kind of sucks, but... I mean, I'm imagining that, like, you know, a power supply is, like, really expensive, but I was gonna say, like, at that point, you should have gone, like, all in, and what do you call it? Like, you know, bought one online and, like, sort of expedited it and, like, paid extra for the shipping. Because that's kind of, like, unfortunate. Because even though, you know, it's probably fixed now, like, you know, because you're probably not on holiday anymore. I think yesterday you were saying that you were, like, working again, so, yeah. Now you probably don't really have much time to play it, so that's, like, really brutal. Played like 15 hours on Saturday without it crashing, but it crashed before and like the day after all the time, and we were at the end of boss. Oh man, that's brutal. I don't think I've had anything happen like that for me. I mean, maybe like I probably stopped playing a game at some point, like not really for like hardware problems, but like maybe I just like decided to actually, now that I think about it, I think the closest thing had happened to that was this one game I played. It was called like Erased. I like ended up playing it on stream, and like I think there's actually still a highlight video on YouTube because I tried beating it in one sitting, and it was like a really long like stream. But like we got to like the final level, and I just couldn't beat it. So like I never ended up beating the game. And even though I think there's a video of it on YouTube, like with me attempting to beat the game, like, you know, we never ended up beating the final level, so I can't even say that I, like, beat the game. I almost want to say it was, like, almost like a rhythm game. I think it, like, had to do with, like, parkour and stuff. Where it's, like, you know, you were going, like, across, like, different walls and stuff. This looks crazy. I can't even see, it's, like, so dark. But, you know, because it's so dark, it's, like, kind of crazy in its own way. Finishing on Thursday, probably. Gotta find that YouTube video. Yeah, I think I was getting really salty in it, so you'd probably have to, like, listen to a lot of salt. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I never ended up beating it, because, you know, like, it was sort of teaching you, I think, like, new tricks as you went through the game. Like, new, like, sort of parkour methods or whatever. Or, like, movement, like, sort of things. And, like, obviously at the final level, you had to, like, use every single thing that you had learned. And, like, the level was super long. So, you know, it's, like, I think one mistake, and then it, like, puts you back to the very start of the level, almost like Geometry Dash or something. It's, like, you know, it was kind of annoying. I mean, I think I like that game a lot. And, like, I actually have thought about, like, you know, reinstalling it and trying to play it again. But I forget how long that video was, but I think it was actually, like, pretty long, so even if I were to, like, ever attempt playing it again, I don't know if it would kind of be, like, worth the time. What if you bring out a Minecraft? There's an amazing story game. I'm assuming, you're gonna say Silent Hill. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's, like, kind of, too close to Starfield to play a story game, because if I was like that desperate to like play something new, I would probably just play Resident Evil Revelations 2, because I still have to play that, and you know that's like a story game. I just thought, you know, I don't know how long it would take me to beat it. I mean, I'd probably for sure be able to run through it at least once, maybe even twice. But yeah, I feel like there's no point starting a story game and then, like, you know, right after the next game that I play is, like, a story game. I feel like it will probably be more, like, fresh if I don't play, like, story stuff for a while, and then, like, Starfield comes out, and then we do, like, a story thing. It's close, but you can finish it before Starfield, and it's better than Resident Evil Revelations 2, because that was kind of mad when I checked it out. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked up any gameplay, of Resident Evil Revelations 2, because, I didn't really want to be, like, spoiled. Because I went into the first one blind, like, I didn't really know anything about it, besides it was, like, a Resident Evil game. So, yeah. I'm assuming because it's, like, the second one, it would hopefully continue with the story from the first one. In some way. But, yeah, I haven't looked up anything about it, so I don't really know if it's, like, good or bad. I was gonna say normally games are, like, better the next one that comes out. But I'm sure there's probably, like, countless examples of, like, a sequel just being way worse than the original. So I guess I can't even, like, really say that. It's not a good idea when you play a game with such a good story, like, Silent Hill 2, and then you go to Starfield. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it flopped, because, you know, like you had mentioned before, like, it is Bethesda, so, you know, I guess it'd be prudent to kind of manage expectations, especially because you know, like with the term like going gold, I think that means like they have like the final build made or like submitted to like the game platform or whatever. Like, you know, the game is being released in like 2 or 3 weeks and they haven't even like gone gold. You know what I mean? So, yeah. There are, like, potential red flags, and, you know, just to begin with, it is, like, Bethesda. So, I think, like, if it was bad, I wouldn't be that surprised, but it would be more, like, disappointing, because I think, like, they have, like, sort of claimed that, you know, they've been working on it for so many years, and it's, like, you know, still a, it's still like a AAA studio, so like if it flops and it's like just total garbage, like that just is kind of like mind-blowing. Like honestly, at that point, I would like expect people to lose their jobs. I mean, I wouldn't like hold my breath for that either, because you know, like when Halo Infinite flopped and it was just like a total disaster, I didn't even think they really fired like many or any people. I mean, maybe like some executives, because I think that some of them, like, left the company around that time, so I don't know if they were fired or, like, you know, they left of their own free will. But, yeah. I think, like, if something, like, flops like that, and it's, like, directly their fault, they kind of need to be fired, you know? If it's a AAA studio and they're turning out, like, total crap, then it's, like, something needs to change. Beat Silent Hill 2 in 8 to 10 hours. Yeah, that's not that bad, but I don't really think I want to run through it. At least not right now. I'd honestly probably just want to wait for, like, the remake and, like, see how it looks. And if it's, like, if it gets good reviews, then I'd probably just, like, play that. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be the same as the original, but, you know, I think that's probably just, like, the better thing to do. Because then it's, like, eventually I'll get to still play the game, but, like, better, you know what I mean? Because, you know, like, using Resident Evil as an example, it's, like, if, I wanted to play Resident Evil, like, 5, you know, like we were talking about a while back, because it has, like, the co-op thing, like, if I wanted to play that, I'd probably, like, yeah, you know, just wait for them to, like, remaster it. Because even though I'm sure it's still a decent game in its, like, current state, it's, like, you know, the remake of it will probably be, like, the good stuff, but even better. I'm hoping it's like that with the Silent Hill 2 remake. But I don't know, that's the thing that's kind of hard, is, like, you know, it can go either way. Like, sometimes, like, you know, remasters can be decent, and sometimes they're just, like, you know, terrible. I would say that's not going to be anywhere near the original. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with that either, because, you know, they have to kind of make it appeal to, like, more sort of modern players. R5's so good, it's him out, even though it went downhill from there. RE sucks ass. Yeah. I think the 6th one, I'm pretty sure I've seen the cover, and it looks, like, really weird. Like, I'm pretty sure, Leon looks, like, really emo, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I don't know. I think if they remastered Resident Evil 6, I think they'd probably change, like, a lot of stuff. Like, if it was a bad game, like, they would probably want to, like, find a way to, like, still remaster it and, like, share the story with people, but, like, in a way that, like, doesn't suck. So, like, I haven't seen the gameplay for, like, Resident Evil 6, but if it's, like, terrible, I wouldn't be surprised if they, like, overhauled it completely. Like, you know, even with Resident Evil 4, for example, the original one, like, you couldn't shoot while moving, so, like, you literally had to, like, like walk somewhere and then like stop and then like aim your gun and shoot, and then once you like lowered your gun, then you could like move again. So, you know, something like that, for example, like they had to like completely change that because in like a modern game that would just be like unacceptable. You know, if you couldn't shoot while moving. So I wouldn't be surprised if like they completely overhauled like everything with Resident Evil 6. It was like total crap. It would like give them a chance to redeem themselves. They took inspiration from a guy from Canada. That's nice. So Evo wouldn't even try remaking 6. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame them if they didn't, but I think it would give them the opportunity to, like, you know, actually kind of, like, fix it, in a sense. Because, like, I'm sure, obviously, if they, like, took a look at it now, they could probably, like, see everything that went wrong with it. And, like, you know, make the according changes to make it an actual, like, decent game. So it would pretty much just come down to, like, if they wanted to do that. Because, you know, obviously it costs, like, a lot of money to, like, you know, do that kind of stuff. Especially if they're changing, like, tons of things, you know, then it's, like, probably more expensive. But, yeah. Because, you know, Resident Evil 6 seems to have, like, a really bad, reputation. So even if they remade it, it might not sell as well. Because, you know, like, as soon as people hear Resident Evil 6, they're probably gonna, probably not gonna be very interested unless, like, they actually did, like, change everything and made it, like, you know, not crappy. I'm getting hit. Can't fix it. Feels bad, man. I mean, I'm sure they probably could. I mean, you know, this might not be, like, a good example, because, like, they're entirely different. But, if you look at, like, let's say No Man's Sky, you know, that was, like, total crap when it came out, but, like, over the years, they've still been, like, updating it. And, like, I mean, I haven't played it, but I've heard that, like, now it's actually, like, decent. So I think if, like, you put in enough, like, time and effort, like, it probably is possible to like, make something decent out of it. But yeah, it is, you know, a bit iffy because, yeah, I'm sure there is some stuff that they can't change. You know, like, if the story itself for that game was bad, then they can't really change it. So I guess that is kind of, like, one of the things they wouldn't really be able to change, because you can't really just, like, overwrite the existing story. It's, like, still action-based, just forget the game. Did it even have, like, bioweapons? You know, like zombies or any, like, monsters like that? Because when you say action-based, I don't even think of, like, monsters. I think of just straight up, you know, like, person versus person. But to be honest, if it was like that, yeah, then I would kind of agree. Because that just isn't really that appealing. I think that's one of the things that makes Resident Evil, like, so good, is that kind of, like horror element, where, it's like, you know, there's monsters, and, like, it's kind of, like, scary. I mean, Resident Evil 4 wasn't really that scary. It it was more action based, but it was still like, you know, in a way that was kind of like decent. Didn't want to think about it. Didn't like the mechanics nor horror at all. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. I mean, like I was saying, I don't think Resident Evil 4 really had any, to be honest. Like, it was pretty much action-based. Like, there were still, like, monsters and stuff like that, but it wasn't really, like, scary. I think even the stuff that was supposed to be, like, a little bit scary wasn't really that scary at all. Like, maybe the first time you run through it, you're kind of, like, creeped out because, like, you're expecting it to be really scary, but then, like, then you realize it's not scary at all, and then, you know, then you just kind of, like, move on. And then in your, like, future runs, it's like, you know, you're not really fazed by anything. Except Ribe, did you try the original Resident Evil? I mean, yes and no. Because they have, I think, the original Resident Evil on Xbox. It's like, I think, a remastered thing, but, like, the thing that, like, kind of killed it for me, is, I don't know if you know what I'm, like, talking about, but despite it being a remaster, they still have that, like, annoying door animation, and I think they might also have the fixed camera angles as well. But, like, for me, the main thing that was killing me was the door animations. It's like every time you try to go into, like, a new room, it, like, plays this really stupid animation that lasts, like, what, like 5 to 10 seconds? And it's just so frustrating, because it's like, you know, I was, like, trying to find out where to go, like, when I was playing it, like, where to go next, and because I kept having to, like, loop back through the same areas, because, you know, I just couldn't find where to go next, it's like every room I had to, like, go through a door, and it was just playing that annoying animation, and it was just, like, literally killing my soul. So I basically stopped within, like, I think guaranteed under, like, 30 minutes, maybe even, like, 10 to 15 minutes when I tried getting into it. It was just so bad. For that, like, reason alone. Like, I didn't even really mind the fixed camera angles if they were still in the game. I think they were, to be honest. But yeah, for me, it was mainly the loading screens, because that is just, like, so brutal. It's an HD remaster, the door animation. Exactly what you mean. Yeah, it's just so stupid. Like, I mean, that's the one, after playing that, I had a lot more appreciation for, like, the more recent, remasters. Because, yeah, like, if you look at what the original, like, Resident Evil games were like, and then you look at the remasters, it's just, like, crazy how, like, good they are, like, the new ones. Because, you know, even, for example, as I was mentioning earlier with, Resident Evil 4, it's, like, on the original one, you had to, like, move to, like, a position, stop moving, and then you could aim your gun and shoot, and then if you wanted to move again, you had to, like, stop shooting. But then in, like, the new one, obviously, you can, like, you know, move while shooting. It's, like, I think that just should be, like, normal. Obviously, back then, that might not have been, like, possible. Or, like, maybe that was just, like, the design choice that they had made, but, like, stuff like that, you know, maybe, like, back then, it was, like, you know, you didn't mind it, but, like, nowadays, I couldn't imagine, like, playing something like that. I think I mentioned this before, too, with, Resident Evil Revelations, like, the first one that I did play. At first, like, I almost, like, stopped playing the game because I didn't like the graphics at all. Like, normally I try not to, like, you know, kind of be a bit, like, shallow and, like, judge by, like, appearances like that, but the graphics were just, like, so bad going from, like, a Resident Evil remaster. Because I think we went from playing, like, Resident Evil, like, 2 and 3 remasters, to go to to Resident Evil Revelations, and it was just crazy, like, how the graphics differed. We're gonna go to sleep. Alright, sounds good. See you, cool man. I appreciate you chilling. Sleep well. Yeah, I think some people, like, they're able to overlook graphics, but sometimes if it's, like, so bad, or if I'm just, like, not really used to it yet, it's, like, sometimes that becomes a factor and a reason why I might not like a game. But yeah. Skeleton dude. I don't really want to leave this cave because, like, it keeps going. Well, I kind of want to leave the cave, but because it's, like, still going, I want to, like, kind of see it to the end here. I'm in to buy a AAA game now in 2013. I have some expectations on graphics, yeah. I definitely feel that. If I play an old game, I like the bad graphics. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think, like, in terms, I know I'm, like, bringing up, like, anime now, but I'm kind of like that with anime. Where it's, like, if it's a really old show, I don't mind the, like, the old graphics and art style and stuff. Like, I actually like it. But then, if it's, like, something new that came out and it looks like crap, then it's just, like, you know, I'm like, what the hell is this? So yeah, it's like, for some things I can overlook it, but for gaming, it's like, if it's just not good looking, even if it's like old, it's like, you know, I mean, like back then I probably wouldn't have mind if it was like the standard, but like nowadays I'm kind of used to like stuff that doesn't look like complete garbage. So if it like looks really bad graphics wise, it's just like, you know, sometimes that can kind of lead me away from playing something. Oh no, anime, yeah. Full weeb mode. Engaged. Alright. Literally looks like I'm hacking the game sometimes when I'm like doing that crafting thing and it's like glitching out like that. Just crazy. Speaking of hacking, I actually posted a tweet about this, but like Xbox is like releasing new like kind of like strike guidelines, you know, like for like reporting people, and like honestly they're like the most stupid thing like I've seen in a long time. Like literally like it's a sort of strike point system. I'd encourage like anyone that like plays Xbox to like look it up. Because it's kind of hard to explain, because it's almost like a little bit complicated, but like long story short, there's so much like stupid stuff with it. Like first of all, like even if you get reported for minor stuff, you still get suspended, just like for less amount of time. But like one of the things people can report you for is profanity, and if you get like suspended for it, you like it's like a day. So like if someone, like let's say you're in-game voice chat and you're swearing, like, and someone, like, records a clip and reports you, or, like, you send someone a message, and you call them, you know, like, an effing idiot or something, and like they report you and you get suspended, you literally like get suspended for a day, which, you know, you might think a day isn't bad, but that's like stupid because like you're paying for the platform and it's not even like that bad. I think that's just like, you know, it just, people are like way too soft. Like we've mentioned this before. I think like we've had multiple discussions about this before. But yeah, people are just like way too damn soft. Like that just blows my mind that like just basic like profanity can like kick you out of your Xbox account basically for like 24 hours. And then also things like what they classify as hate speech and bullying are worth like more strike points than actual cheating. So like if I was like loaded up on like COD Warzone, like with like cheats, like flying around, like aimbotting people, I'd get punished less than sending someone like mean words. Like that just blows my mind. And it kind of like shows where Microsoft's priorities are at. Like it's just like crazy how like stupid that is. I think a lot of like businesses are just making like such bad decisions, you know, like Microsoft, or like I guess more accurate, like Xbox, even though they're kind of like one and the same almost. I think they should like really just focus on like making games, because like I saw this one post, and it was someone saying that they're like kind of killing their like already dwindling player base, and like honestly I agreed entirely, because it's like, you know, Xbox is like last place. Like they've even acknowledged that like publicly through their like CEO or whatever, that like Xbox is in last place in like the console race kind of thing. And like, you know, they're, instead of like kind of improving the platform in like a meaningful way, they're kind of like, you know, doing like stupid stuff, you know, like making it where it's easier to report people and get them banned and stuff. Like that's just so stupid to me. But that's what I mean, is like, you know, some businesses, it's like you would think that they don't even know how to run a business, because like as someone that's not in a business, that you can clearly like say when something is a bad call, and like, you know, clearly the people running the business can't identify those problems themselves. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like a bit upsetting, because, you know, as someone who's like really kind of dedicated to like the Xbox ecosystem, you know, like obviously I own a Series X, and like all my games for the most part are like on Xbox, and I even own like movies and stuff on my Xbox account. It's like really annoying when they basically like make it easier for you to like lose that stuff. But even like not just like in terms of like, let's say, getting banned on Xbox, like even just like because the platform is so like, to be blunt, like crap. It's like, you know, sometimes you ask the question, like, is Xbox even going to be around in like 5 or 10 years? I mean, 5 years I would say yeah, but in like 10 years it's like, you know, kind of iffy, because like they've been like doing so poorly, and like they don't really have what it takes to improve the console and like, you know, increase their like market share by like selling more consoles. Because I think Xbox is kind of like admitted defeat. Like I think it's a good thing in a way that people can play like on whatever platform they want, but like straight up in terms of Xbox, that's like not how you sell a console. In other words, like if they make, like, let's say, you know, using Starfield as an example, if they make something playable on anything but Xbox, then people are gonna not like get it on Xbox. Because, you know, typically with like PC games, stuff is more like unrestricted. You know, you can have like better graphics and that kind of stuff. So You know, it's kind of weird. Like, I understand, like, the convenience of playing stuff on their preferred platform of choice, but I think that's one of the reasons why Xbox is, like, doing so poorly, is because they sort of focus on that, and they don't focus on Xbox itself, so there's no, like, a real reason to own an Xbox specifically. I'm just gonna park here for a sec, let the world start, like, loading in. Subcursed Crow, doesn't the Xbox have no games that are fresh and new at the moment? Yeah, pretty much. It's, like, pretty dead. I, like, you know, that's kind of one of the things, like, right now, is I'm just kind of, like, killing time for Starfield to come out in, like, 2 or 3 weeks. Because it's coming to Game Pass, so if you're, like, a Game Pass subscriber, then you'll be able to play it, you know, without, like, paying for the full game. So Gear Shift, I was just randomly scrolling through streams. I don't see Xbox just dying out, though, just as Microsoft owns it. Yeah, like, I kind of see that as well. Like, I don't think they'll give up on it, because Microsoft basically has, like, infinite money. So, I kind of agree in that sense, but it still is, like, a business. So, you know, if it's not... I mean, I think it does make them money, you know, if you actually look at their, like, finances. But I think Xbox is kind of, like, dead, you know what I mean? Like, as we're just talking about now, it's like there aren't really any games that are kind of, you know, that sell Xboxes at the moment. And, you know, even if, like, let's say Starfield is, like, a huge hit, because I think it's only coming out to PC and Xbox. Even if it was a huge hit, I don't really see it selling many Xboxes. Because if someone was, like, a PlayStation player and they wanted, like, to play Starfield, I feel like they would just, like, invest in a PC instead of an Xbox. So, I don't know. Because as I was saying, you know, I'm playing on Xbox at the moment now, and it's like I'm kind of, like, heavily invested in, like, the sort of platform, because, like, that's where I own, like, most of my stuff, like, gaming-wise. But it's kind of crazy. Because, yeah, I think one of the last games they released was Redfall, which I don't know if you're familiar with. It was, like, that vampire game that was, like, made by Bethesda. Or at least one of the studios that Bethesda owns. And it, like, flopped really bad. It's like, I think Microsoft has had a lot of that recently. Where, like, even if they release something that is supposed to be, like, a huge release for them, it just kind of, like, goes really poorly and nothing really comes of it. So, hopefully Starfield does good, but I think without games, the platform is just kind of, like, doing really poorly. Because that's what the thing is, you know, I'm kind of wanting to play other stuff besides Minecraft, but there just really isn't anything to play at the moment. So, like, if Starfield comes out and it flops, I'm gonna be, like, bored out of my mind. Like, all my bets are basically placed on Starfield doing well and being a decent game. I can't even, like, see. I'm gonna relog quickly, just because I want to see if it's actually raining on the server. Oh, whoops. Not that one. That one actually connects you to the server. Next Left 4 Dead, and nobody liked it? Oh, were people saying about that, for Redfall? When you say, like, Next Left 4 Dead, the first thing I thought of was that game, Back 4 Blood. Like, I forget what studio made it, but I think they were, like, advertising it, that it was made by some of, like, the previous developers of Left 4 Dead. Which is kind of weird, because I think in a video it was saying that, like, there was almost, like, no one working on, Back 4 Blood that was actually, working on, Left 4 Dead. Like, I think there was only, like, a couple people, or they were, like, not even developers, they were, like, artists or something like that. I forget exactly what it was, but that was also another game that was supposed to be, like, pretty huge, was Back 4 Blood. Yeah, it's like, you know, people were like, oh, Left 4 Dead, like, is coming back, basically. And then, it just, like, flopped, and it was, like, complete garbage. I think the only good thing about those games, like, being bad, is that because they were on Game Pass, a lot of people never had to actually, like, pay for it. Because, you know, if you're already subbed to Game Pass, it's like, you know, you can just install it and see if it's good, and if it's, like, bad, then you just uninstall it. But it's crazy when there are games that, you know, are just doing so poorly. Like, and they're so, like, badly made, and, like, people are, like, shelling out, you know, like, $60 or more, depending on, like, where you are. Because, like, you know, for example, in Canada, it's, like, $80, and that doesn't even include, like, federal or provincial tax, which both together is, like, 13%. So, basically, like, a AAA game is, like, over $90 in Canada. So, honestly, I can't really imagine, like, buying something like that and, like, just having it be total crap. I think that's one of the things that kind of, like, scares me a little bit, in a sense, with games nowadays, is that, like, even a AAA game can be, like, total garbage, you know what I mean? Like, normally you would have assumed, like, it would have some kind of quality behind it, but even, like, a game that is made by, like, a really well-known studio can just still be, like, total crap and, like, a complete waste of money. So, it's kind of, like, scary, the thought of, like, shelling out, like, a crazy ton of money on a game and just, like, you know, basically being scammed. I think that, like I was saying, that is one of the kind of, like, benefits of Game Pass, is, you know, you don't really have to buy a lot of stuff outright. If it's not on Game Pass, then you still run that risk of it being bad, but with Game Pass, you know, you don't really have to worry. Because even if it's crap, you know, at least you can look back and say you didn't pay for the game itself. And also with Game Pass, what I do is, like, you know, there's sites that you can, like, pay for keys for stuff for, like, cheap. So, I think, like, Game Pass Ultimate is normally, like, 15 to, like, $20 a month if you were paying for it, like, by itself on, like, through Xbox directly. But what I normally do is I just get keys for it on, like, you know, those key sites with people selling stuff, and you can get them for, like, way cheaper. Like, I don't know if this is, like, a new promotion or if it will do it all the time. Like, I think my Ultimate runs out in, like, a week or two, so I'll probably have to get another code. But last time I bought Ultimate, it was from a key site, and I think the region for the key was, like, Mexico. And when I redeemed the key, it, like, offered me an extra month. Like, the key was only for a month of Ultimate. That's normally, like, what I do now, is I just buy it on, like, a per month basis. But the key was for, like, 1 month, and when I went to redeem the key, it, like, offered to give me an extra month if I turned on reoccurring billing. And I, like, did that, so then I basically got 2 months, and then I just turned off reoccurring billing. So I kind of, like, scammed Xbox. Hey, sup Zen, how you doing? What's going on? How are you? I'm doing pretty good, thanks for asking. Not really much is going on, I'm just kind of flying around. I was mainly looking for a cave, but at this point I'm more just, like, talking while flying around. I'm not even really looking for a cave anymore. But yeah, hopefully you're doing good. I'm just kind of chilling. But yeah, Ultimate I feel like isn't really worth it if you're paying for it, like, directly through Xbox. Because, you know, like we were talking about with games, there isn't really much on Game Pass that is, like, kind of worth getting. I mean, obviously Starfield, you know, if it's good, then, you know, you'd probably want to get it until you at least beat Starfield. But if there isn't anything good on Game Pass, then there isn't really a point of, like, you know, paying for it. Mods, you got mods on? I have plugins on the server. I think it might be a bit cut off, but I'll see if I can, like, run the command for it. Slash plugins. Yeah, there you go. You can see the list there. So yeah, there's nothing really like too crazy, I think, about what I have currently. I think out of all of these, the closest one that I have to mods would be the Pocket Beacon, because it has like its own like unique item that the plugin adds. It's like an item you can craft, and like has its own kind of like functionality. I think that's like the closest thing. Oh, the armor looks weird. Yeah. Oh, maybe you haven't played in a while, that might be why. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I don't know if you've played recently, but in the update that they released, I think, what was it, like a couple months ago, like 1.20, they added an item called Armor Trim, so you can add, like, patterns to your armor. I don't think I can show it, because I'm not in creative mode, but, they have, like, a ton of armor trims you can find in, like, various structures around the world, and you can, like, add it to your armor and get, like, different patterns. You can, like, change the colors, so, you know, like, as you can see, like, I have, like, a red trim, with the coast armor trim, which you get from, like, shipwrecks and stuff like that, but you can get a lot of different, ones. You know, you can get ones from killing Elder Guardians, there's ones you can find in, like, bastions, there's ones you can get from, like, strongholds, from nether fortresses. So there's, like, different structures in the world, like desert temples, jungle temples. You can find armor trims there. Also by, like, doing, a new archaeology stuff, they add, like, a brush item, and you can, like, kind of, like, you know, do stuff to, like, excavate stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they added, with 1.20. But, yeah, for the armors, yeah, it's mainly just armor trim. So that part isn't modded, but yeah. I played a month, so no, it's all good. Yeah. I mean, at some point, I'd recommend checking it out. It wasn't, like, a bad update. I mean, I don't think they added too much besides, you know, what I mentioned, like armor trims, and, like, the archaeology stuff. Besides that, I don't really think there was a whole lot that was added, but, I mean, as usual, there's still some cool stuff in there. There's an ocean temple. Yeah, not really seeing anything of, like, you know, interest while we're flying around here. Except for this. Look at this, this is pretty interesting. We have, like, underwater structures, but on the surface. But yeah, this is, what I'm talking about here, is with the underwater structures, you can also find, like, new above-ground structures. Like, sometimes they're, like, barely visible on the surface, but you can find like this would be called suspicious gravel. You can see it looks a bit different than like regular gravel, and if you had like a brush item, you'd be able to like hold like the left trigger on the block, and you'd be like kind of, you know, using an archaeology brush, and like you'd be basically like sort of mining the block without breaking it, and you'd see like an item start popping out on it, and you can get some stuff from doing that. I mean, honestly, you know, maybe just to show it, I'll, like, kind of cheese it here. Let me throw away those arrows. Let me do /give. Full cheese mode. Let me just enter my gamer tag. I think it's just brush, right? Yeah, there we go. So this is what it looks like. They just added like a little brush you can make, and then if you find the suspicious like blocks and you hold like the left trigger, you can see it's like dusting it off. I think that's a pottery shard, which I think is something they also added in this update. You can craft these like sort of like clay pots with like patterns on the side. You can see it says plenty, so you can kind of have like different stuff on the sides of the pots. But this is basically what it is, you know, you just use the brush on the weird looking blocks, and you got like different items. We just got an emerald there. I think that's a piece of wheat, by the looks of it. Trying to see if we can actually get something, like, interesting. I don't think you can get armor trims from the suspicious soil on, like, from the underwater structures. I think you can... Oh, wow, there's a lot of trident guys here. Oh, that guy's a fishing rod. I think from, like, shipwreck chests you can get armor trims, but from, like, these chests over here, like, in the underwater structures, I don't think you can get, armor trims, which kind of sucks. I'm just trying to see, like, while we're here, if there's any more of that, soil, because I, like, spawned in the brush. They added a new mob that, you have to, like, hatch from an egg, and you can only get it from this, underwater stuff. Might as well take that emerald. At least that's what I've been told, because I haven't found it yet. Like, one of the eggs, like, I don't even know, like, what I'm doing wrong, or if it actually is that rare. But you're supposed to be able to find, like, an egg from doing this stuff. Although I think it is, like, rare. But with the amount of, stuff I've done like this, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't found it yet. So, part of me thinks it's not even just, like, being unlucky. Part of me is, like, thinking that maybe it's just, like, for some reason it's not giving me the item. Anyway, I'm gonna throw that down there, and we'll keep moving. Maybe we'll see if we can find anything else interesting. But yeah, at the moment, we're just kind of flying around. As I was saying, I was originally looking for a cave, but then, you know, then I was just kind of, like, talking about random stuff. Looks like there's one of those, I think they're called, like, azalea trees. And this is, I think, only the second time I've ever seen one on the surface. But that's pretty cool. Oh, it looks like there is a cave down there. Well, it doesn't look like it goes very far down, at least from the surface. So I'll keep moving. Also looks like there's more of those trees. Maybe they're more common in this biome. Also, you can see there's a village here. A lot of turtles. This is kind of interesting. Look, there's a dark oak biome, but it's, like, not even really a biome. It's, like, surrounded by, like, other biomes. Kind of, like, intrigued by that for a second. I was thinking to myself, like, maybe that wasn't even natural. Maybe someone built that there. I think based on the color of the leaves of the trees, I think it actually is a dark oak biome. But I was, like, thinking to myself for, like, a brief second, like, what if someone actually, like, has a base there or something, and they, like, planted those trees themselves? But I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case. Oh, here we go. Looks like I'm gonna have to... Oh, actually, I think we've been here before once. Yeah, I think we have been here before, because I think I remember, like, this cave. But yeah, since we were talking about the archaeology stuff, with these sort of structures, you can find suspicious, sand instead of gravel. It's just that because I think I've been here before, I don't really think we're gonna see any. Maybe try and keep an eye open, but so far I'm not, like, seeing any. But as I was saying, I think we have been here before. Like, I think I do remember this, like, sand stuff. Like, being on the surface, and the fact it was, like, right up against the shoreline, and there was even that, like, little cave at the bottom. And also there wasn't even any, suspicious sand, so I'm pretty sure I was there before. I'm also gonna have to make more fireworks because we're like running low. I'm kind of like wasting them right now because, you know, as I was saying, it's like we originally started off looking for a cave, but I'm not even really doing that anymore. I mean, I guess I am kind of like keeping an eye open at least. Oh, that's pretty sick. Wow, holy crap. That is a tall mountain. But yeah, even if we find a cave, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna go into it. Oh, look, golden carrots. I'll take those. And I'll take the obsidian, too. Yeah, it's crazy how tall this mountain is. I also know I mentioned this before, like, you know, like, weeks ago, but I'm surprised that there's, like, some people on the server that I've never found their base, because this isn't the first time I've done something like this, where, you know, I'm just, like, flying around. Like, maybe they just went insanely far out, because I try to not really go beyond, like, 10,000 blocks in any one direction. Like, we did, I think, yesterday by, like, 1 or 2,000, so we went out to, like, 11 or 12,000. Because I wasn't really paying attention. So, like, normally I don't really go beyond, like, 10,000 blocks, so maybe they just, like, went out. But there's, like, some people that were on the server, and, like, I have yet to actually, like, find their bases. Like, I don't think they really play much anymore, but, like, you know, they, at one point, were really active, so, like, I assume they had, like, a lot of stuff set up. But I just, like, have never stumbled across their base, even though, like, you know, I've done this a lot in the past, where we're literally just flying around the map, and, like, we just never find anything to signify that, you know, that there were people, like, living nearby. How do you join? You just do the join command. I just, like, typed it in chat. You'll get a response from the bot, and it basically gives you the server IP with the port at the end. And yeah. If you're on Bedrock, it includes a link to tell you how to join. But if you're on Java, then yeah, then it just gives you the IP and port. Alright, this is Dark Oak. So hopefully we can find a mansion, although based on the coordinates, if we did find one, I think it would have already been one that was discovered. I think I'm gonna head back to my base, though, because, yeah, we're, like, based on the coordinates, we're kind of heading back in that direction anyway. Oh, interesting village. Actually, I think I know where we are. There's probably, like, a cherry blossom area, I think, close by, if I'm not mistaken. Surprised it's not more strict, because trolls, yeah. I think it doesn't really, like, matter, because on the last server I made, like, this is actually the first Java server I made. Last server I had was Bedrock, and, like, we had a system in place where you had to, like, redeem a channel point reward to, like, you know, get an invite to the server. And, like, first of all, not many people were joining because, you know, you had to, like, watch. I think it was, like, at least 3 or 4 hours to get enough points. So a lot of people didn't want to, like, stick around for that, but also, there were, I think, like, 2 people out of, like, the course of that server that, they actually waited to like get an invite, and then they were like, you know, kind of like using cheats and stuff. So, like, even if you have a system like that in place, there's like bound to be people that, you know, that still like break rules and stuff. So it's just kind of like easier just to let people join. But also on the server, we have like, you know, an anti-cheat stuff set up. And if anyone's like using hacks, I just like ban them. And also with one of the plugins we have is like you can make your own plot. So if it's like, you know, your plot, no one can like break stuff. They can't like open chests or anything. So in terms of like trolls and griefing and stuff, I'm not really like that worried about it, because the stuff I really care about is in my plot, you know, like all the stuff. So like they can't damage that. So even if someone was like trying to grief, it like wouldn't really affect me. Which is why, yeah, it's like I'm not really too worried about it. But obviously that stuff's against the rules, so, you know. I have, one of the plugins we have as well, like, logs, like, server activity, so, like, even if something wasn't on the plot and someone was, like, you know, like, doing bad stuff, I could just check, like, in the logs who it was that, like, did the bad stuff, and then, you know, take them out. Alright, let me throw that out. Okay, let me put the lapis in our chest over here. Clear up some space first, though. Okay, let's kind of cook the stuff up. Alright, let's put a stack of gold in there, and then a remnant of gold in there. I think we only need 4 stacks, because we only have, like, 4 blast furnaces. We'll start cooking this stuff up. Not that we really need it. Honestly, at this point, when I go mining, it's not even really for, like, resources. It's more just, you know, like, for fun. Because, yeah, I'm not really sure what else to do, so if I'm, like, bored like that, it's like, you know, just go on a mining trip. Hey, sup, D-Main. What I miss? Not really anything. All I've really done so far today is just go mining. So yeah, nothing really too exciting. I didn't even end up finding any diamonds, so... Even in terms of, my mining trip, it was kind of not really that, like, eventful. I feel like that's, like, the measure of a successful mining trip, is if you manage to find diamonds. So... It was kind of, in a sense, a failed expedition. But yeah, it's kind of fun just, like, you know, flying around talking or, like, caving, and we're just, like, talking about random stuff. I think that's one of the reasons why I like it so much, is, like, you know, it's kind of, like, a bit mindless. You don't even really have to, like, think, you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of focus all your, like, brain power to, like, other, like, discussions. And just, like, you know, like, kind of cave in the background. If you're, like, doing other stuff, you know, like, for me, building, it's like, I'm not creative. So it's like, it requires more brain power, so it's like I'm more, like, focused. Alright, let's see. Alright, yeah, you can see we're kind of low on, like, fireworks, so let's just craft some quick. Put, like, the full stack in here. Not really planning on going far away, so... Got 3 diamonds. Nice, nice. The pocket beacon plugin, I can kind of show you what it does. So yeah, basically, you have to craft it. I think if you do, like, !PB, it tries to, like, you know, I made a command that, like, tries to describe how to craft it. But you basically require, like, a normal beacon, and then you have to craft a pocket beacon, and then once you craft the pocket beacon, okay, I don't really think that does anything. Then you get to, like, this stage. I think the red stained glass is just, like, you know, a placeholder, but you'd open up. Oh, I actually have a lot of diamonds in here. Holy crap. Let me take those out. I don't think we need that anymore, so... Oh, whoops. I forgot you can't open stuff while you have it in your hands. But anyway, so once you have the pocket beacon open, you would click on a tier. Like, you know, there's various effects. So you can see, like, jump boost, speed, slow falling, night vision. Let's go back. Then you go to, like, tier 2. It's like it has haste, fast swimming, water breathing, levitation. Let's go back again. Yeah, tier 3. And then that's resistance, fire resistance, regeneration, and strength. So, like, whatever one you'd want, like, you'd click on it. Like, you know, I just took out the fuel, but you'd click on it, it would activate the effect and start consuming whatever, like, ore you have in here. Certain ore, like, lasts longer. Like, obviously, diamonds, I think, lasts, like, a minute per diamond. Like, it's kind of expensive to run, because, yeah, like, a diamond only gives you, like, 1 minute of, like, beacon time. So, it may sound like a lot, but, like, you actually run out quickly. Like, I've burned through multiple stacks of diamonds while, like, working on the underwater ocean around our base here. And you could also tell, like, I had a stack of diamonds, like, ready to go if I needed more stuff. But anyway, yeah, like, you click on a tier, you click on a potion effect, and then it gives you the beacon effect while you have it in your hand. So then, like, if you're on Bedrock, you can do, like, / offhand once you have the beacon effect activated, and then it will, like, put it in your offhand. Because on Bedrock, you can't put stuff besides, like, a totem or, like, arrows and a shield. Besides those, like, 3 items, you can't put anything else in your offhand. So, like, there's a command you can run to put it in your offhand. But basically, once you have the effect active and you do the offhand thing, and it's there, it will be consuming the fuel and, like, give you the effect you had selected, and it just, like, you know, sits in your offhand. But that's basically the pocket beacon thing. Like, you know, in a sort of long-winded explanation, is it just, like, meant to be a beacon that you can hold in your inventory to give you a potion effect. So basically an advanced portal beacon, yeah, pretty much. Because, you know, the beacons, they're kind of not really that good, because you have to, like, you know, set up a huge thing with, like, a pyramid made out of ore blocks, and the radius isn't even really that good. So, you know, it just made a lot more, like, sense to make it more convenient by, even though it's, like, expensive to make. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think it costs, like, multiple diamond blocks. I think a couple netherite ingots, obviously a regular beacon, so you still have to, like, kill the wither. So it's still, like, really expensive to make, but I think it's, like, worth making the pocket beacon and just using that instead of, like, actually making, like, a beacon pyramid. So, it's just so much more convenient. How many stacks can you put in for the fuel? I think you can only put in, like, 1 stack at a time. So, like, you know, the best thing you could put in would be a stack of diamonds, because diamonds lasts the longest, like, a minute per diamond. So if you put in a full stack of diamonds, then you'd get, like, over an hour of beacon time. But yeah, you can always refill it, like, afterwards. It's just that, you know, you have to, like, take it out of your offhand and then, like, you know, put it into your right hand and then, like, open it up again. Which is more, like, annoying on Bedrock, because then you have to, like, do the offhand command again and everything. So it's a little bit more time consuming, I think, if you're on Bedrock. But it's still pretty quick overall. I think I'm gonna head over to our base and like maybe just start working on it, because I don't really have like a motivation like to work on the base. Like I'm not really sure how I want to get started with it, but I think if I just start maybe placing stuff down, maybe I'll get like an idea, and then it will kind of maybe go from there or something. I still don't even really know if I want the bricks to be like the floor or the or like the walls, or both. I think that might be like too much bricks, but maybe I'll just like go with it. We can always change it later if it looks like really bad, but I think that will probably be the play. Alright, I think we'll work on something over here. Okay, let me get a workbench. Actually, yeah, hang on one sec. I need to make a stone cutter, but I don't really remember how those are made. My wings are, like, activating, just trying to go up the stairs. I kind of, like, botched that takeoff. I could just take this one, but I'd rather just make a new one. What the? Oh, what the? Yeah, it just spawned a wandering trader here. Interesting. 3 stone and iron. I'll see if that works. I think I have like stone somewhere in one of my chests, like smooth stone. Well, I was kinda right. Maybe let me just like grab some of this. I don't think I have enough smooth stone, but we'll see. Maybe it will kind of go together. Oh yeah, you're right. 3 stone and iron. That's sick that you know the recipes. I think there's like too much stuff in Minecraft now for me to even like consider like learning how to craft a lot of the stuff. Alright, this is almost done, so I'll just wait for that like gold to finish cooking. Need regular stone? Yeah. Once the gold is done, I'm gonna throw in this stack of cobble. Started in 2017 on a Wii U? Dang. Yeah, I didn't even start playing Minecraft for like a long time until it eventually came out on Xbox 360. I think I was watching people play it for like a year or longer. Like, you know, watching various YouTubers and stuff. But then when it finally came out on 360, I was able to play it. But the problem is that the 360 version, I think at the time, was like really far behind like the PC version. So it was almost like, you know, kind of its own thing in a sense. Because I think at that point, you know, Minecraft on PC, they had like the hunger bar, they had like the strongholds, and I think even like the dragon fight and stuff. And like when Minecraft first came out on Xbox, it didn't even have what do you call it, pistons. They got rid of Nintendo Switch Edition. Wait, really? That's kind of surprising to hear. I thought you still would have been able to play on Switch at least. Trying to think what else I can use, like, inside the base here, because I think maybe, like, brick floors would look nice. Maybe let me try that. Let me just see how this looks. I don't think that's, like, that bad. I mean, I probably want to, like, make a larger area before I, like, fully decide. But, yeah. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, this might be a good opportunity to use the pocket beacon, because we're probably gonna have to like break a lot of blocks in the floor. Yeah, do I have clay pieces? I do. Almost forgot to put a thing in here. So yeah, we're probably going to need a lot of bricks, but it will probably be worth it in the end. Oh, you can't get your worlds transferred now? That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know if they'd still, like, let you do it, with other editions. Because I think they had something similar on Minecraft Xbox 360 edition. They added, like, a way to, like, port the world over to Xbox One. But yeah, that's kind of unfortunate if you can't, like, transfer the world. I mean, if you still have, like, your Switch and you're able to, like, load up the world, I think that's still, like, better. Because I actually had this one world from, like, when Minecraft Xbox 360 first came out. And, like, I had, like, played on it with a ton of friends and everything. And then, like, one day there was, like, this glitch on 360 edition where, what do you call it? If you deleted one world, it would give you, or not, what do you call it? If you deleted one world, it would delete a world that you didn't want to delete, and it ended up, like, deleting the world I actually cared about, because I was deleting, like, an old creative world. And I ended up, like, losing the server I had, and it was, like, really upsetting, because, you know, I had it since, like, literally the day Minecraft came out on 360. And, like, I, like, you know, was still, at that time, until it got deleted, like, playing on it with friends. So it was, like, really sad to lose that server. Like, I can still remember, like, a lot of what it looked like, because I had put, like, so many hours into that server. It's kind of crazy to think about. How many acorns do I need for bamboo? I don't think bamboo is, like, one of the rewards currently. So, in a sense, there's no, like, amount for it. I think you'd be surprised, like, if you went looking, you'd probably be able to find, like, a bamboo pretty easily. Because, like, you know, when I'm flying around with the elytra wings, I find, jungle biomes pretty frequently. Can I invite my friend on the server? Yeah, I don't mind if you wanted to send him an invite. On past servers, I'd be against people inviting people to the server. Because, you know, before I'd be like, oh, I'd only want it for people from the stream, but now it's like, you know, you can kind of see at the top there, well, not really at the top because it's, like, telling me to update, but, like, kind of more closer to the middle. It, like, basically tells people I'm live, so it kind of, like, advertises to people, even if they didn't come from the stream. Plus, you know, the server isn't really that active, so there's, like, kind of, like, a lot of space in that sense, too, so I don't really mind. Alright, just gonna fill this in with bricks. But yeah, this is gonna take, like, forever. Like, we're probably gonna have to go, like, mining for clay. Like, a lot more. I think we still have, like, 2 or 3 night vision potions still in one of our shulker boxes, so maybe that could be something we do even today, but we'll kind of see where we're at once I'm done, like, placing all the bricks and, like, what I want to do. Okay, yeah, that's granite. For a second, I thought that those were bricks as well, and I was, like, thinking, like, why does that, like, stack of bricks look so weird? Oh no. Yeah, maybe I should focus on breaking the blocks first, and then placing, because you can see with haste on, we like insta-destroy the bricks as well. Alright, cool. I'm just gonna put under the workbench here, just so I don't forget about that. It would, like, rain on my parade if I was, you know, like, oh, we finished placing all the bricks, and then once we're cleaning up the area, there's, like, a couple of spots underneath the workbenches. I'm probably gonna have to kill these iron golems, too. Because I don't really think they can go up blocks, so if we add bricks, like, we're gonna have to remove the floor, and if they go down a level, I don't think they'll ever, like, jump back up. Even though I think they can go up blocks, like, you know, if they wanted to, I don't think I've actually, like, seen the guys here go up blocks. I mean, obviously it's, like, flat now, but, I mean, before there used to be multiple levels here before I, flattened it, and they would never, like, go up. They would always just be, like, you know, where they're at right now. Like, at the corner and, like, just on this level. Maybe we'll put this to, like, the test. Also looks like I'm being proven wrong in real time. They're, like, kind of walking away. Oh, maybe not. Okay, yeah, they're going back up. Interesting. Let me get some torches out. It's kind of like getting dark, because, I, like, destroyed so many torches. Not that we really need to destroy that brick, I just kind of want to, like, line this up a little bit better. Oh, that's a squid. For a second, I thought that was a spider when I saw the legs, like, poking through. Sick. The only thing that's not sick is that, yeah, we're gonna need a lot more bricks. I'm gonna patch this up real quick over here. Yeah, maybe let me just do that. I'll have to make this look nicer at some point. Let me just light this up a little bit so that way stuff doesn't spawn. Not that it would really matter if it did, because, you know, that's one of the reasons why we had the iron golems down here, was to make sure that stuff wasn't, like, spawning. Well, I mean, we mainly added it to kill the wither, but that was, like, kind of, like, a side goal, was, you know, having them roam around here to, like, kill anything that might have spawned. But as you can see, we placed down, I think, like, 5 or 6 stacks of bricks, and, yeah. I think it kind of speaks for itself that if you look around, we're gonna need so many bricks. I'm just kind of like swim up here. Alright, let me dump all this stuff. Alright, I'm gonna convert all this to, like, the clay pieces, and then we'll be on our way. I think I might bring the shovel with me, too. Just because it doesn't really... I mean, from, like, an inventory perspective, it's good for, like, storing stuff. But, it doesn't really make sense for me to go out and, like, break the clay and get the block form and then bring it back and then break it again. To get it into, like, the small pieces, so I think maybe I'll just bring, like, a shulker box, and then, you know, just put the clay pieces into the shulker box. That's probably just makes more sense, and will, like, save more time in the future. Just smack all this through. I really hope I can, like, make something good with my base, though. Because, yeah. I still don't really know what I want to do with it. This happens, like, a lot, though, with, like, the bases I make. It's, like, normally they're so massive, and it's just, like, you know, you get to, like, the stage where you're actually supposed to be, like, kind of building, and then it's just, like, you know, it's, like, you just can't think of, like, what you actually want to put into the build. Swordsman, thanks for following. I appreciate it. How you doing? Alright, these bricks are done. Let me just grab, like, a ton of these. Just fill all this up. Looks like I needed to grab one more stack. You're good? I'm a good... yeah, I'm good as well. I was gonna say I'm glad to hear and then say I'm good as well, but yeah. It's like, I can't speak. But yeah, I'm just kind of chilling, working on my base. Okay, let me take out the beacon. Oh, whoops, yeah, I always forget you can't do that. I'll put the pocket beacon in there. We'll take the totem, and then I'll go grab a shulker box. And then I also have to go back, because I forgot to grab the... the potions. Can I play on Java too? Yeah, you can. You can join from either Java or Bedrock. Like, either one works. Because the server itself is Java, but there's a plugin that allows Bedrock players to connect. Alright, maybe I'll bring some extra fireworks and shulker box. I'm kind of like crafting a lot of them recently. I forgot to take out the shells there. Alright, night vision, sick. Let me remove the shovel. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can follow this river down here, and... Actually, okay, yeah, maybe not. I might have to go further out and see if we can find clay. I think if we could find a swamp, they have, like, a lot of clay that's, like, really easy to grab, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think the swamps are, like, really shallow. But I think I've only seen, like, one or two swamps on the server before, and I don't remember, like, where they were at all, so... Oh, what the heck? I don't think I've seen this portal before, even though, like, we've gone out in this direction many times. This one's, like, a pretty large one. That made a huge difference. Holy crap. That's crazy. And was that clay? It is. I think we actually ended up grabbing most of that. It's cool how both editions can play in the same server. Yeah, I agree. I think that was what, like, Bedrock was supposed to be, is, you know, like, how they were advertising is, you know, like, everyone can play together. Like, I know they have a computer edition as well for, like, Windows. But, you know, most PC players, like, stick to Java for, like, obvious reasons. So, it is kind of nice that there is, like, a way for Java and Bedrock to play together. Because normally I would also make, like, Bedrock servers, like, directly through the sort of marketplace. But, this is, like, the first time I've made a Java server, plus, like, the first time I've used, like, a third-party hosting provider. But it's, like, worked out really well, to be honest, overall. Because, you know, it is a Java server, so we have, like, some plugins that make things a lot, like, better. You know, you can, like, have your own claim, so it's, like, you know, helps to prevent, like, griefing. There's, like, an anti-cheat, you know, stuff like that. There's even, like, you know, other plugins for, like, teleports. You know, you can, like, kind of teleport easily to, like, the stronghold and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that, yeah, that you wouldn't be able to do really easily on Bedrock. What's the IP for Java? The one didn't work. That's in chat. I mean, I can check if the IP changed, but that should be the IP. Is it asking? By the way, like, hang on, let me see if I can get the safety here. Is it asking for, like, just the IP, or is it asking for the IP and the port? Oh, there you go. I guess there's no sense in answering that anymore. I didn't even know where I'm getting hit from, but I just hear and see, like, the tridents appearing. Oh yeah, look at that. He's, like, really far. He's still throwing tridents. With your internet? Alright, got you. Yeah, obviously, you know, I can see you're on the server now, so... Thankfully it worked. Yeah, the commands it talks about, you have to do those in, like, the chat for, like, you know, Kick or Twitch or YouTube or wherever, whatever platform you're currently on. But yeah, unfortunately for the streaming drops, it currently only works with Twitch. So if you're on Kick or YouTube, there's no way to get drops, unfortunately. Oh, rest in peace. What are your chords? If you do /T port, you can get, like, a plugin pulled up, and it, like, has some public teleports. One of them is, like, my base. I think it's, like, the cake icon, if you wanted to, like, live close by. Just make sure you're not, like, building, too close to other people's, like, bases. Like, not only my plot, but there's, like, other people with bases around there, so just make sure you're, you're giving them a little bit of room to breathe. But yeah, don't feel obligated to live there as well, you know? I know a lot of people have, like, kind of done, like, the sort of lone wolf thing, which is, like, normally how I start out, but then eventually, you know, people kind of migrate to where I'm at. But yeah, if you wanted to do your own thing, you're able to do that as well. Like, don't feel forced to live close by if you don't want to. I haven't seen the new trees yet, but they look really cool. Oh yeah, the cherry blossoms, yeah. I think, like, part of the reason why I like them is, like, you know, I'm kind of like a weeb. But also, what do you call it? I think I really like, what I like most about them is the effect. Is, like, if you go close to them, and you stand underneath the trees, you know, like, the petals are, like, falling off. I really like that. I kind of wish they would, like, a second, like, pillager tower, like, right next to another one. But I wish they had more, like, effects like that with the tree. I was, like, saying this before, like, a month or so ago, when I was, like, talking about this. I was saying it would be cool if they had something, like, maybe with, like, the jungle trees, if it was, like, dripping, like, water, because, you know, if it's, like, let's say, like, a rainforest or something like that, you know, maybe it's, like, there's a lot of, like, dew on the leaves, and it's, like, you know, has that kind of, like, water drip effect, you know, just something to kind of make it, like, unique, because that, like, cherry blossom effect is, like, crazy. How, like, you know, it's kind of separates it from, like, every other tree. Like, not just the pink color, but, you know, that effect kind of gives a lot of uses for, like, builds and stuff like that. It contributes a lot to kind of, like, the atmosphere. Alright, I'm just gonna throw in all this clay here. I gotta find a base to build. BRB. Alright, sounds good. Also, I was gonna mention, because, you know, you could see, like, the streaming drops thing went off there for a second. Obviously, you know, everyone has their platform of choice, so, like, don't feel obligated to, like, switch. But, I always recommend, like, you know, to be honest, it probably is better to use Twitch, like, not only for the streaming drops, but on Twitch, I'm actually able to have, like, music playing, so if you're on, like, Kick or YouTube, it's probably, like, kind of bland, because it's just, like, you know, the gameplay, like, and my voice. But if you're on Twitch, you have the gameplay, my beautiful voice, and like background music, which probably makes it, unless you have your own like background music playing, because otherwise, you know, it's probably kind of like a bit bland to watch. I mean, even with music, you know, some people might find it a bit bland, depending on what I'm doing or talking about. But yeah. Gonna switch to Twitch. I'm on Kick right now. All right, sounds good. Yeah, again, don't feel forced. I just figured I'd mention it because, you know, it probably is a bit more enjoyable from like a watching perspective, and also if you are playing on the server, then if you link your Twitch account, then you can get drops, and you can also like earn channel points to like redeem rewards for things like armor trims, like diamonds, and that kind of stuff. Oh, whoops! I'm using the wrong shovel now. Swordsman, thanks for following on Twitch as well. I appreciate it. But yeah, once you're on the server, I think the command is like /SD Twitch space your Twitch name, and then it will link your Twitch account. Like, even if you're not on the server and you're like watching, you can still get drops, and even if I'm not playing Minecraft, you can also still get drops by watching. The only thing is, though, is if you're redeeming the manual rewards for like diamonds or whatever, you have to be like logged in to the server for those ones. But the random drops, it will give you, even if you're not logged in, because it gives them to you, like, the next time you log in, if you had, like, earned any. I kind of was expecting more clay to be around here, because you can kind of see this area is actually, like, somewhat shallow, when you think about it. Like, an actual ocean biome would be, like, you know, like 30 or 40 blocks deep, but this is like really close to the surface, so I was kind of expecting more clay to be here, or at least, you know, something like more of it spawning, but it's like seems to be kind of like the same wherever we're kind of going here. So I hope I muted my mic, but yeah, I had to quickly say something. Let me just head up to surface here, get my breath back. Alright, our shulker box is pretty much full. Maybe let me just convert these quickly. Yeah, we can't really hold too much in there. We have, like, still a lot of night vision left. So, hopefully we can still get some stuff here. I don't think I'm going to use the third potion. I think I'll probably just, you know, keep going for, like, the 4.5 minutes we have left, and then I'll head back to my base. Keep inventory on? No, it's not. So if you die, you do lose your inventory. It's like we have a lot of stuff on the server, like that's a bit like cheesy, you know, like teleporting and stuff like that. But I still want it to be like somewhat, you know, kind of survival aspect. So, yeah, that's like one of the things I have. As yeah, if you die, you unfortunately do lose your stuff. I mean, obviously, you can just go and pick it back up again, assuming it wasn't, like, lost in lava, but if it's something like lava, then yeah, then you'd lose your stuff. That's kind of happened not only to me, but some people on the server as well, is, you go to the end and, like, you fall in the void or something, and then, you lose your stuff, which can be kind of brutal. But yeah. A shop was one thing I was thinking about adding to the server, but like I haven't gotten around to doing that. I think I might have mentioned it earlier, but yeah, this was actually the first server I had made on Java. So like when I was starting with the config stuff for like a lot of the plugins, I was like so lost, and like it was like really frustrating. Like I think I've gotten like the hang of it a little bit better. But yeah, when I look at shop plugins, it seems like they would require, like, so much configuration, so I haven't really gotten around to doing that. Alright, how much time? 2 minutes. Do you have a bucket I can borrow? Probably. It's still gonna be a couple minutes before I head back to my base, but if you still need it by then yeah, then I can kind of maybe give you one. I'm sure I probably have one laying around somewhere. What are all the rewards you can get for watching the stream? If you're talking about the random ones, I don't have, like, the full list, like, off the top of my head. But I think, like, just generally speaking, I know, like, I think the best item you can get, I would say, would probably be a Totem of Undying. I know, like, you can get, like, iron armor, iron tools, gold armor, I think even gold tools as well. I know you can get, like, a crossbow, I think a bow. You can get, like, diamond, iron, gold, emeralds, like, all those ores. Stuff like that. I think there's some other, like, random items, like, I think you can get, like, a cake, like, some food, stuff like that. There's, like, a lot of random stuff, but, yeah. I don't think there's anything crazy good with the random drops, because I didn't want to make them too overpowered. Like, there is still some good stuff, like, you can also get, like, a netherite scrap, from the rewards, so you can get, like, some decent stuff, but I don't think there's anything crazy good there, because I didn't want to make it, like, too OP, because I think it gives out a drop, like, every, like, 30 minutes, I think it is. So it's like, if every 30 minutes you were getting, like, something crazy good, it would kind of, like, defeat the point of actually, like, playing on the server. If, like, let's say every 30 minutes you were getting, like, a diamond block, it would just kind of destroy the reason to go mining, for example. Oh yeah, here we go, bucket. So yeah, I have a bucket, if you wanted to head over to me. I'm just gonna start, like, putting this stuff away, though. Throw this in there. Where are you? I'm gonna head back to that ship. I'll be there in a minute. Let me just throw this in there, and let's head back. Sick! No problem. Alright, let me put these fireworks away. Let me just put the spyglass up there. Can I make my own TP? I think you can. Like, if it lets you with, T-port. I mean, first of all, if you do, if you make a claim with a gold shovel, then when you do slash, I think it's better claims, and then space and then list, it brings up, like, a menu for your claim, and then in the top right, you can teleport to, like, your plot that you've made. That's like one way to do it, but if you're using T-port, if it lets you make your own like public teleport, you're like, you know, more than welcome to do so. I just don't know if it will let you make your own, because, you know, with the plugin configuration, you have to like set up your own like permissions and stuff. Also, your builds are really cool. I'm glad you think so if you're talking about those, but yeah, those aren't mine. The tower back there, that's like, I don't even know if that's finished yet, but the piranha plants, the acorn, and the mushroom, that was made by my moderator, Cool Man. He was here earlier today, but yeah. I think his time zone is like 6 hours ahead of me, so he isn't really here normally around this time. Normally he's gone to sleep, so. But yeah, he's the one that built that stuff, he's the one that built that stuff, so yeah. I couldn't build stuff like that. Oh, also this too. He also built this thing on the water. The little, I don't even know how to describe it. That, like, house that is, like, floating. So yeah, he's pretty talented at building stuff, so yeah. Next time I see him, I'll try and remember to compliment him on your behalf. Alright. I think, honestly, though, I'll probably be getting off, like, somewhat soon here. I'm just, like, throwing our ores in here. We're just kind of doing some, like, you know, last-minute tasks over here. I'm just gonna throw the rest of this into the blast furnace. Make it go faster. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I need to put the stone down here. Oh wow, look at that! Holy crap! Okay, I had a feeling I had clay somewhere, but I thought it would have been in the double chests by the, like, where we were building our base. Like, we still had, like, a lot of stacks of clay over here, but that kind of explains a lot. Like, I guess we just had, you know, most of it still at our chests at the little ship that we're kind of staying at currently. So we just got, like, a ton of clay. That is crazy. So I think, honestly, we probably have enough clay to finish our stuff. I just have to, like, you know, break it down into, like, the small pieces and then cook it into bricks. But we probably have enough to finish the floor, at least. I was gonna do something. I'm, like, having a brain fart. Oh yeah, shovel, that's what I was gonna do. We need another shovel that, like, doesn't have Silk Touch on it. We still have a lot of levels on us, which is, like, you know, one of the good things, is we haven't needed to go to an XP farm. Fortune 3, ooh, okay. I think I might actually unenchant this. I think we want to go for unbreaking and efficiency. Okay, that's just efficiency. Because I think our current shovel, like the one that doesn't have Silk Touch, has Fortune 3 on it. So, and efficiency 4, so yeah, right here. Okay, this is good. I guess we'll just combine the two into each other. Or honestly, we could probably just leave it the way it is. Because this on its own is a really good shovel, too. About to die. And was it /admin? I think I can maybe help you out here. Actions, heal, feed. Can I give you like potion effects? There you go. Do you have an XP farm I can use? Yeah, there's one in the end. It's kind of hard to describe. I mean, maybe I can just show it before I get off. Let me just head over here quickly. I'm just gonna throw this in here. Alright, so for the XP farm, you want to go to /T-port, and then you want to click on the Eye of Ender. It will teleport you to the stronghold. You'll be in front of the portal here. Then you'll want to go into said portal. And then once you're in here, you'll see like the staircase. You want to like head up, and you want to make like a right and like stick to the edge. Like I have wings, so I'm just gonna like fly over. You'll see like a little cobble thing, and then if you head down, there'll be like a grass pathway, and it will like bring you to the Enderman farm. Alright. I'm always like really nervous about coming to the Enderman farm, because like, you know, I'm worried about like dying and losing my stuff, so it's always like super sketchy. So it's like I don't like staying there long if I don't have to be there, because there's always that like fear of falling into the void and like losing your stuff. That would be one thing that I could understand having like keep inventory on for, is because, you know, like it seems like it's something that is very common, you know, like falling off the edge and like dying. Can you make a day? I got you. Time, day. Yeah! I got you. That was bro not burning. Yeah, it's like, I'm not sure. I got you, swordsman. Been running for your life for the past 3 minutes. Hopefully that gives you some room to breathe, you know. It's like day, and you got like the regen on for probably another like minute, maybe a bit less. Unless already it's out, but you know. Hopefully it gives you a bit of room to like get a basic thing set up to keep yourself safe. Alright. I was gonna, like, you know, kind of sign off, but, like, my throat was, like, so dry, I need to get a quick drink there. But anyway, yeah, I think we're gonna call it. How long was I on for? Yeah, just over 2 hours. So, yeah. I'll probably... What's today? Tuesday? So I'll hopefully be on tomorrow. You know, probably around a similar time as, like, when I started today. Hopefully earlier, but, you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think we'll call it here. I appreciate everyone chilling in the chat and on the server. I appreciate you. I hope you all have a great night, and